Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So, welcome to Sister Talk. We actually started a live before. However, we were having some technical difficulties, so we had to cut it off. So, what we'll be doing will be trying to see how we can join back again with Lauren, and see how that would be now. So, welcome to Sister Talk. For those of you who are joining, we are grateful that you are here, and we will go right back and join in our dear sister. So let me see how this can work. Okay, so I
I
just
hope this is
hope
better.
that it works this time perfect.
I hope so.
All right, then, great. So, just like for those who probably now joining in, just tell us quickly your name, who you are, where you from, just briefly, and then just go ahead and tell us about your business that you were telling us about.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
Laureen Redhead.
Yes,
Um,
Laureen Redhead. I think I was pronouncing your name wrong.
Laureen.
I was saying Laureen.
Yes, Laureen.
Laureen.
So I am Grenadian blogger, event planner, freelancer, all kind of thing. Uh,
I love that.
so I was talking about my event planning business, and
Yeah.
I was hoping to host a breakfast party for the carnival, but but I but I don't have hopes of that happening,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
fine. But I'm looking forward to planning something for when this is all over and people just want to free up and dress
Yes.
nice and
Yes.
just
Yeah.
have that moment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
So you actually have that in a planning stage, or you just thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it. I've started talking about it. So the fact that I'm talking about it, I think is going to happen.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I like that. You better make it happen. Please
Yes,
do.
I want to.
Okay, then. So where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? In the next 3 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Honestly, I was thinking about that question, and I feel like with what's happening now, if it hasn't taught us that we just, as much as we plan, like we just cannot control those plans.
Yeah,
So
true.
in 3 years, all I know, I want to be mind, body, and soul healthy. And I
Ah,
feel like if I'm healthy, mind, body, and soul, whatever needs to be happening in that 3 years is going to
yeah.
happen with me in a good frame of mind, good health, good everything. So
Oh, I
that's my
love that.
whole notion. Like living in the moment right now is
Yeah,
what I'm in control of. Well, I'm not even in control of it because something can happen right now.
yeah,
But living in the
yeah.
present is what I'm striving for.
I love it. Okay, then, great. Awesome. So, if you had 26 hours in one day, what would you do more of?
I spend a lot of time in nature and in the bush somewhere, keeping that like doing something thrilling in those extra 2 hours.
Because you're a very adventurous person, because from just looking
Yes.
at your keeping up with your social media page, especially on Instagram, I can see that you love hiking, you love nature, you love
I love
waterfalls,
being
you just
outside.
love to have a good time. And I really, really admire that about you, I must say.
Thank
Because
you.
that is something I wish I could do more of, but just, time does not permit me to do so. But I really admire the fact that
Right.
you, girl, you know how to live it up in Grenada. What actually made you come back to Grenada?
Um, it's always been in the plans.
Mhm.
Um, but I came here in July, like my job there ended, and I came here in July and I said I'm gonna spend the whole carnival, the whole summer.
Right.
And I was supposed to have an event October last year. So I'm like, it don't make sense going up and then have to come right back. So I
Hmm.
just stayed the time, and then other opportunities came up, and then I decided, you know
Right.
what, let me just take a year off from
Okay.
up there and see
Right.
what happens in Grenada. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
can say I'm happy that you did because you would have impacted so many lives with your events and also with your content. You would have done a lot. So it's good that you actually came back here, I would say. I'm not too sure if that's how you feel. I
I
don't want to be
mean,
putting words in your mouth,
hope that
but
that happens.
right, awesome. So tell me, what is the best advice you have ever received from someone and how did it impact your life?
Um, to focus on me and my goals, because I have the tendency in meddling with everybody else's goals and helping everybody and seeing their dreams come alive, and I'm in there and that makes me happy. And but then I forget about me and I put my stuff on the side. And so my friend was telling me, he's like, you need to focus on you. And it
Right.
feels selfish coming from a person who always is like giving, but I really have to put more energy into doing for me what I would do for somebody else.
Exactly. The reason why I had my hands up because I can relate with you. And also what I noticed too in persons like us, people like us who always giving, we
Mm-hmm.
actually if we really got to take a moment and sit back, we will realize we're not getting what we're giving.
No, no, it's never a even transaction. It's always you're depleting yourself, and it's like it's not good. It's not good.
It's not. So I know exactly what you're feeling. So guys, welcome to Sister Talk. For those of you who are new to this whole talk, we are chatting with Lorene Redhead. She's a content creator, she's an adventurer, she's an event planner, she's an amazing woman, and we are just having a wonderful conversation with her. Today we will be speaking about motivation. And let me just tell you this, guys, with Lauren's consent, when I actually reached out to her, she sent me back a message and she was laughing because she was like, I don't really think, paraphrasing, I don't really think that I'm capable enough to talk about motivation because of how she probably is feeling at the moment. But I told her I am really excited because this is the whole essence of Sister Talk. You don't have to be feeling, you could be feeling the worst. I still want to know how you're feeling because it have other people out there just like how we are feeling as individuals who just want that motivation. And we probably might be even motivating our own self when we start to speak. So,
True.
am I correct?
True.
That's correct. Okay, then, so let's move forward. If you fail to achieve one goal, what would the consequence be for you?
um, I'd be really hard on myself, like really
Really?
hard, for like no reason. No, I'm naturally like
I
hard
don't
on myself,
believe you.
and
I don't believe
that
you.
was just brought to my attention today too. I'm like relax, it's okay. But I get disappointed very easy.
Okay, okay,
But I'm a person, I deal with it, and I don't stay down for long, which is a good thing. So I'm always back
okay,
on the horse in no time.
okay,
So I get over it pretty quickly, and I
okay,
go
great.
after it again.
Okay, get up and go. Even if you fall down, you're going to get up and you're going to
No,
go again and you're
yeah,
going to get up
always,
until you get
always,
it done. That's
always.
awesome. I love that. Can you
Yeah.
tell us how the world pandemic has affected you or impacted you as an individual?
Um, it's for me like I'm very worried when it comes to people and their mental health. Like I just feel like this time could be so rough on people, and I don't know why I'm worried about. I mean, I know it will impact me, but I just feel like the it wouldn't be as harsh on me like it would be on like somebody who was so dependent on a job and lost their jobs. Or
Yeah.
so that has and then coming yesterday, like I came across where they say like, that would be like the second wave of this whole pandemic, the mental illness. And I'm
Yes.
like, it just
Yes.
it's scary, and I just want people
Yes.
to be really grounded and use all their resources available just to keep their state of mind in.
Ah,
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think after coming out from this whole thing, I also thinking about, like you just mentioned, the mental health of persons. People
Yeah.
will never be the same again. They would just look at things differently. They would say things
Mhm.
differently. They would do things differently. And we may think, well, it's okay for them to do certain things that they never used to do before. But then again, because of this whole pandemic, it would have affected
Yeah.
them in many
It
ways
was.
that now they have to react a certain way to really survive. So it's like they're putting on a survival mode now because they're so
Yeah.
scared of
A lot
something
of
happening
people.
again. So I am in total agreement with what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So we're moving right on. Today's topic is motivation. Motivation.
Mhm.
All right. So how are you staying motivated during these quarantine times?
I've been pretty okay. Where I don't mind the coffee. I don't mind being inside. Like I'm accustomed to it, so I
Okay.
don't mind
You
it.
mean you're accustomed to being home?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm an introverted, extroverted person. Like when I'm outside, I'm outside, and I'm happy to be inside. But I'm fine with being
Inside.
inside. Yeah.
That's me too.
Um, my biggest motivation is working out right now. Like that is my challenge, and I haven't found it as yet. I swear.
Girl, you're
I
funny.
put on weight, all kind of thing.
Well, I think I
And
saw on one of your stories is this morning you were saying that
yes,
you're
this is
only
my
drinking
breakfast.
water and tea.
I ain't eating nothing else for the rest of the day. And not, I can't. I've been eating. I mean, I know it's not my plight alone. It's a lot of us. We
A
just
lot of
eating.
us. A lot of
But
us.
you know why? Because I think before this whole thing started, like I got back into the gym and I was into my regime and I was making some kind of headway and boom, this thing happened. And then
A
it's like
roadblock.
with
That's a
everybody
roadblock.
home. So,
Mhm.
my mom cooking and I ain't getting the chance, if like she cook, I don't gonna cook again. Like, why?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like the
Yeah.
eating and the snacks and the
The
homemade
bread.
bread.
Yeah. The bread.
So yesterday I put in my planner, I planned my day for
Yeah.
I blocked out. I was listening to your live the other day with the lady who does the goal thing.
Yes. Dana.
So I blocked out time periods for certain things and I put it to
Right.
alarm on my phone. Terrie-Ann, my phone was going off whole day. Whole day. Up to now, I haven't worked out. Up to now. I said, well, today, one of my IG friends sent me a message and she sent me this thing and she's like, 3 p.m. today, she's doing this workout. So I say, I know I have to do this I know I have to do this. So right after this, I say, remind me please to join me
Yeah.
on that. So the company gives me now a little motivation to
Right.
work out.
I love that.
So yes. So that's my
Okay.
motivation to work out today.
Okay, great. Well, I really hope you do. Look, someone is saying flour is the enemy. I never
Yeah,
made
it
so
is.
much bakes in my life.
I swear, people making real big during this time. Ah,
Especially when you see the bakery is not baking, so you know
and it's
definitely you
the
have to.
easiest thing. What?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's so funny, but it's reality. It's the reality of it. Actually, it's the
Yeah.
reality of life. All right, so tell us in your own words, how would you define motivation?
Um, I think motivation is that extra extra reason
Yeah.
to do what you want to do or have to do or need to do.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
just that extra oomph to get
Yeah.
you to do it because you can have all these ideas in your head and if you just don't have the motivation it just don't happen. So I think
Yeah.
it's just that a boost of energy
Yeah.
that makes you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I believe
it's
it's a
not
boost of
energy that
energy
comes
too.
like I think you have to evoke that energy because I'm telling you,
It
you'll be
isn't
waiting for that
easy to come
motivation to
by.
show up.
It's not easy to come by, honestly. So you really have to push
You have to
hard.
work. Yeah,
You have to really push hard to get
yeah,
it out of you. So do you think that people or things can destroy your motivation?
People or things.
Yeah, do you think that people or things can because you could be highly motivated, but bam, you get a bad news or bam, something happens,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
your motivation level just drops right down to the floor. Do you
Yeah,
think that could
definitely.
happen to you? That happens to you at any
Yeah,
time?
because like the what's happening around you could it to me motivation is based on emotions and thought. So
Okay.
it's like, you get up one day and it's like your thought process is positive and it's in motion. And
Mm-hmm.
then like we said, something happens and then it's like you could think of it one way, I could think about it the other way. But most
Mm-hmm.
time as human, we would normally think of it in a negative way, and that would change your whole the energy will just
True.
go. So it will definitely impact, the motivation.
True. Okay, great. I like that you said that. Okay, so do you believe motivation can influence competitive behavior?
Yes, it can because
Mhm,
if there is something you're doing that I want to do and I'm looking towards you to find my motivation, it sort
mhm.
of brings you into this competitive mode because it's like I have to reach and I have to do more or do what it needs to do to get, if that's my end point, I will be looking at you and side eyeing you to see, well, what are you doing that I could do better to reach, if I'm
I
aspiring.
never look at it that way, but I'm glad you bring it across that way because I never look at it because I always think that maybe it can, but maybe not. So, kind of weighing it on a scale to
Yes, but
figure
it
it
could
out.
not, too. It could be as, to me, competition could be demotivating.
Yeah,
If you look at it in a sense of like, I mean, I don't really like competition. And if
right.
I, and lately, like there's things that I want to do. And I feel like so much people is doing it. It's like, where would I fit in this?
Yeah,
And that
I
alone
know what
just
you're
making
talking
me like,
about.
nah, I ain't want to be bothered. I don't want to, it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
get
I know
much.
exactly what you're talking about. It can be challenging at times.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, and it could bring you to a state where you just give up on probably that's your calling, that's your dream, and you want
Yes.
to do it, but you see X person doing it, you see Y person doing it, you see whoever
Mm-hmm.
doing it, and it just make you feel as if, you know what, I'm not going to do it again because they will say I take their thing. We greedy Indians already.
Well, that too. That too.
And look, we have Dawn here. Hi, Dawn. How are you? So
Hey,
Dawn is
Dom.
saying by putting your unique stamp on it. So I guess as much she's saying by putting your unique stamp on whatever it is, that you can also make a difference, and that can also motivate you to be the best that you can be or to be the best in what you're doing. Yeah,
That's true.
that's true. All right. So you recently, I was reading your blog post, which I do all the time, especially when you say that you put when you write one. So I was reading your blog post and it was very, very interesting,
Yeah.
right? And I thought I wanted to bring it in so that our viewers can actually know that you write blogs as well and they could head
Okay.
over to your page. So take this moment to tell them about your blog, the name of your blog website,
Uh,
and let them know so they could go ahead and read. We could drive the traffic over there.
it's just sweetloreen.com. And over there, you could find lifestyle, health and wellness, adventure, travel. It's a whole lifestyle. Anything that comes to mind, I share. I try to share. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. If you get a chance, you'll just drop it in the comments
Oh,
so that
yes.
persons can thing but I think you did mention as well your Instagram page. Did you tell them about your Instagram page? Maybe in the first live that we were doing.
Well, we're
So
on my
maybe
Instagram page now, so you have to just go to my
right.
thing.
You're too funny. Anyway, so let's go on. So you recently wrote a blog post on COVID-19 pandemic, right? The importance of being grounded. So tell us what inspired you to write this post and share with us briefly what you wrote about in that post.
Um, one morning I was talking to somebody, and the word grounded came up, and
Mm-hmm.
I was writing a caption for an IG post, and I have a habit when I start writing about something that I'm feeling strongly about, like it turns out into a whole blog post. So I had to, I'm just like, okay, not no IG post again. This is a blog. Um, so I was just thinking about ways that people could stay grounded during this time, because there's so much noise around us right now that we could get caught up and lose a sense of center. So I was saying that meditation is like a big one, just to staying grounded and just being mindful of how you feel, and just attending to your whole being. Um, I think given the news a rest, I think too
True,
much news could
true.
could just fill your whole aura with so much
Yeah,
worry and anxiety. So I just gave a few ways that you could keep your peace, basically.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
actually safeguarding your peace and your space and what comes in and what goes
But
out, because
yes,
whatever comes in is what we would give out. It's like breathing
definitely,
in and
definitely.
out. So we really have to be careful with what we really take in, because the minute time we start taking up too much of the news, especially, is really going to breed out, we are going to breed out fear and anxiety and
Yeah, and
depression and all those things that we really don't want. So we really have to be careful, guys. And if you did not get an opportunity to read that blog post, please head over and read it. Is an awesome piece, and it would really give us that motivation to really stay grounded, especially in these times. Am I correct?
yeah,
I'm
because I know a
sure I
lot of
am.
people are not sleeping well right now, and I mean
Yeah,
that is worrying.
yeah,
Because they're just worrying so much about what's going on and stuff like that. So you have to have something that would just keep you safe.
yeah. Okay, great. I am seeing a comment here from our dear sister. Hello, Anisha. How are you? Thank you for
Hey,
joining. She is saying we all have our divine mission and people assigned to us to help. Nothing for you can be taken away from you. Oh, I think she's commenting on previously
yes,
where we were talking about
yes.
motivation being a competitive one. She's so correct.
Yeah.
What do you think about that comment?
No, it's right. It's correct. I agree with it.
Okay, great. Great, 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 great. Guys, and if you have any questions, please send them in. We would love to answer your questions. So if you have any questions or motivation or any comment that you would like to give, your input, we would also like that as well. So stay motivated, right? Staying motivated can be challenging, very challenging at times. What, hold on, let me make sure this thing is off. All right. Okay. What do you Stay motivated can be challenging at times. What do you do to stay motivated? That's my question. What do you do to stay motivated? Share with us. Share with us. What do you do to stay motivated?
Oh my God. I think keeping in contact with friends that boost me and encourages me, gives me that extra energy to do the things that I need to do. Like people that will hold you accountable when they know what you're about, and the things that you plan, and they could get on you if you're not doing it, and when you're doing it, encourage you to do more. So I think my friends are my lifeline for where my motivation is concerned.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you think that being on Instagram could motivate you as well?
because I
Like
mean, it brings up so
probably
much.
different pages that you follow.
Yeah, yes. I mean, there's so much different content from so much walks of life, you know, and I think sometimes you always feel like we're in things alone, and then somebody will post something and you'll be like, oh, this, and seeing how they probably might handle it compared to how you might handle it. So it's different. All the points of views are sometimes really good for you to check yourself, or as a motivation for you to do what you need to do.
All right, great. All right. So my last question for you, darling, is that I want you to share with us 6 things we can do to stay motivated and remain fulfilled.
Boy, Terrie-Ann. I don't know. Terrie-Ann, if I knew that 6 things, trust
I
me.
mean, if you tell us 6 things, I mean, you have to do the 6 things that you're telling us to do, eh? Because once you tell me to do that 6 things to stay motivated and
But
be fulfilled,
I just want to
I will
tell
do
you
it.
that if I knew what those 6 things was, I would be the most motivated person in the world.
Go ahead.
I mean, all I could say how to stay motivated is know what your goal.
Yeah.
Um, uh, like the person had said, give your goal a date. Maybe that would make you, Terrie-Ann, honestly, even if I put a date to the goal, I will move it. I'm being totally honest.
I
So,
know, right?
but I mean, some like you have to know what you want. You have to
Yeah.
have people who will keep you accountable. I think that's the biggest thing. Having people in your circle that will keep you motivated and
Right.
accountable.
Right.
Yeah, like if I want to work out, like I would need to tell my friends, well, listen, I need to work out so and so day. So make sure, help me now, make sure that every day at this time I'm working out. But I
Okay.
haven't done that because I know they will keep me accountable, and I would disappoint. But but that is something that I need to do
Okay.
in the future. Like tell them like this is what I want to do,
Yeah.
and I need your help. I need your
Right.
help to get me in the mood. So I think using that lifeline is like number one. Um, what else? I can't give you five more. I think that one is like
That one
the biggest
covers it all.
the biggest for me. I think that will get me going, because if I depend on myself to get me going, I would make a lot of excuses,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah. But I'm glad you were honest. And I mean, what you just said, I think it covers it all because setting goals are important. And the moment
Mhm.
that you set a goal, that should motivate you to do and to reach the target and to do what you're really supposed to do. So I think that
Right.
covers it all.
Yep.
That covers it all. So, my dear, thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you
this
for
Sister
having
Talk
me.
IG Live. You did awesome. You did great. And I mean, you actually gave us some tips that we can use to stay motivated. And this is
Like,
what
oh,
we really need. No, really and truly, this is what we need in this time. So just
yeah.
share with us just 2 pearls of wisdom that you want to leave with us for the rest of the week, something that we can hold dear to, maybe a quote that you probably would have read in the beginning of the week or sometime throughout the week, and you just want to leave it with us. Some encouragement, some words of encouragement that we can grab onto and say, you know what, I'm holding on to that.
Um, all I could say to you guys is be present. Like,
Ah,
be present. Try to be in the know. Try to be aware of what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're smelling. You know what I mean? And it brings you in such a state of gratitude because, listen, with all that's happening right now, just being able to hear what's happening outside. Like right now, I'm hearing a ice cream truck somewhere down. I don't know why I'm hearing an ice cream truck right now, but you know what I mean. Like I could hear, and I'm thankful for that. So just
Yeah.
being present and enjoying,
Yeah. All right, great. So thank you again, guys. Thank you for joining Sister Talk. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear sis.
You're
And
welcome.
we really do appreciate you being here today, guys. We love you. We love you very much. And we just want you to stay empowered and stay motivated and keep working towards your goals. All right. Have a blessed and wonderful
Have a great
afternoon
week.
and see you again at our next Sister Talk. Thank you.
Lovely. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye.